What's going on, everyone? We're down at Buckmore Park ahead of next year's big Buckmore Bash event that R-Line will be holding on the 2nd of March. We're down here with Chris, who's going to be doing a quick track walk with us. Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and also why you're qualified to take us on this track walk.
So yeah, I've been karting for probably about 8 years.
Yep.
In the last 2 years I've got into race cars, so I race endurance racing. But yeah, I've been racing here since I was about 8 or 9. And I was club champion here 2 years running, so I've done British Championships here and things. So I've done a fair few laps, so hopefully I can give you some tips of the circuit.
Yeah, perfect. Let's head out. Right guys, we're out on circuit. Chris is going to show us around. We're going to follow the racing line and yeah, see what we can find out.
Yeah, so once you start a lap, you come over the start-finish line, race control to your left. You've got all the lighting systems on your left-hand side as well. And it's a sort of quite a long straight, so you're going to be carrying some speed. And then the first 2 corners are really fun. They're quite fast and flowing. So you sort of want to be moving yourself over to the left-hand side of the circuit to give yourself sort of the best apex, make the corner a lot easier for yourself. So we always sort of say aim for Marshall Post 1, not literally, but try and get over to near Marshall Post 1.
Have you had a few people almost go into Marshall Post?
We get quite a lot of them go up on the red. But apart from that, it's not too bad. And obviously we're looking to turn in actually at post 1. Obviously, if you're closer to the outside of the circuit, obviously it's an easier reference for yourselves. So yeah, turn in at post 1. Quite a fast corner. It's quite flowing as well. So yeah, it's a fun corner as well.
Yeah, when we raced here previously, it's quite fast. Is this the fastest corner on the circuit? Probably.
It's probably one of the fastest. So the end of the straight. So obviously we come into this first corner and we've got all the curb on the inside and we're sort of looking to not hit the curb, but we get close to it. So obviously you've got the smooth part of the curb, so we're aiming to sort of hit that part of the curb.
You can see a lot of barrier damage where
exactly. People go far to the inside and clip off the wall. It's quite important not to go too wide. You'll see a lot of people who do run wide lose a lot of speed all the way down to the hairpin.
So if you, from off of the straight, how much in terms of throttle, how much power would you be expecting to carry into this corner on a perfect day, on a dry day?
So obviously you'd have probably a brake on the way in. But you'd probably be back on the power about now. Obviously it does vary between every time you go out because conditions are always different. But yeah, it is quite a high speed corner, so you can carry quite a lot of speed through the corner.
Where would you expect to be in terms of the...
Yeah, you want to sort of, at this point, you want to be sort of middle of the circuit, about here, not too far to the outside, but not too close to the inside. So yeah,
perfect.
And then for the second part, it is important to get in the dry, sort of near the curb again. If you're out wide, you do make the corner a lot longer for yourself, and it's a lot easier for people to overtake you. So yeah, you can see that the flat part of the curb, that's the bit we want to be on, and we can follow that all the way around. So yeah, that's the best sort of line for the first 2 corners. And then we come into the hairpin, so it's a small walk down to the first hairpin.
So coming out of this corner here, where would you? How far over should we be? Should we be touching the? Should we be sitting right over on the?
So you want to
line?
you want to be sitting on the white line, not on the red curb, because it really sort of makes the cart unstable and bounces around. But you definitely want to be over to the white, so the left-hand side of the circuit, and then you're sort of just going to pick up your braking point, which is going to be near post 2. So again, it does change conditions to conditions. It does vary. But you want to sort of be braking around post 2 mark.
So in a perfect scenario, braking on post 2. That seems quite late actually.
It is quite late. But the corners, you can run sort of quite deep. It's not, a lot of the times you don't have to hit the curb here at all.
So
yeah, you're looking at post 2. The carts, they do stop really well. So
So if you what you see on this corner when we've been here previously is a lot of people lock up on this corner, obviously either turn in whilst they're braking, or what if that happens to you, how would you, if you were in that situation, what would you do to your car?
So obviously the karts only have rear brakes, so obviously when you hit the brake pedal, if you're turning, the kart just slides because it just locks the rear axle. So the best is, obviously it does vary, because you have some moments where you're really crossed up, or you have other moments where you can sort of keep it just sliding gently. But if you're really sliding, the best thing to do is just release the brake a bit, just come off the brake pedal and then go back on smoothly, because if it means you just have to roll around the outside of the corner,
at least
it's a lot better than spinning, because you'll lose a lot more time. So if you are having a big slide, sort of come off the brake a little bit and then back on the brake again. So but yeah, that, to avoid that, it's about just being really smooth on the brakes. We see a lot of people hit the brake pedal really hard, and that will just loop the kart round.
Yeah, definitely. I think every time I've been here, first lap out, you just have a big bunch of people over.
So yeah, for the first hairpin, it's a good overtaking spot. And again, you don't need to hit the curb here, but you definitely want to be sort of near the white line. So we're sort of looking, your apex point is roughly round here. So yeah, don't need to hit the curb, because it's a big curb, it's really bouncy and unstable.
So you're sort of looking for the middle of that?
Yeah, middle of the circuit. And then it's about making sure we get a good exit and actually running out to the left-hand side of the circuit. So we see a lot of people turn too tight and they'll end up in a straight line about here, where you watch a lot of the quick guys will end up out here, so they're just letting the kart flow, they're using all the circuit, and they're not sort of scrubbing off any speed with the steering, so it's being really smooth, really gentle, and using all the circuit. So once you get to this left-hand side of the circuit, we're then looking to move back to the right-hand side of the circuit.
So you want to be, so once you've run off, you want to be immediately back over.
Yes, once you run off to the left, you're then looking to, it's not even a big steering input, it's just gently let the kart move back over to the right hand side for your next braking point. And then we've got hairpin 2, which is a really sort of crucial corner on the circuit, because if you mess hairpin 2 up, you do lose a lot of speed all the way down the hill, and that can lose you quite a lot of time.
I found when we've been out previously, again, this is one where it's so varied, when you don't really see many people spinning out, but it's varied in where people end up, like after the corner. It's
quite a slow corner compared to sort of hairpin 1, so you carry a lot more speed into hairpin 1. But you're actually sort of aiming for this black piece of tarmac. We see a lot of people go to the inside here, and where it's a double apex corner, you lose so much speed. So if you aim for sort of the middle of the track, this big black patch of tarmac here, and let the kart run a bit deep, and then we're looking to hit the second part of the apex. So we're sort of avoiding the first bit altogether. So we're sort of coming wider, middle of the track almost, towards this sort of tram line you can see in the circuit. And then when we get to sort of the middle of the track here, we're now looking to turn the kart more and aim for the apex.
So that's actually that'd be quite a tight turn.
The only thing is, obviously this curve is really violent, and even in the dry, if you use it too much, it will just spin you round. So you don't need to hit it, you just need to get close to it. And then again, it's about moving the kart. Just let the kart sort of flow, because once you've come out of here, if you let the kart flow, it will naturally take you over to the right-hand side of the circuit.
We've cleared this, and we've cleared that corner, so we're coming down here. I guess you're pretty much flat out from here for quite a bit.
So this is sort of the
obviously conditions.
This is my favourite part of the circuit. It's really flowing really fast. So on the right hand side of the circuit, we've got this quick left-right coming up. If it's really dry, it's usually easily flat out. So through the left hand, we've got some quite big curbs, and again, you can see on the inside walls that people have got too much curb, and it just clips off the walls. But yeah, you don't need to hit the curbs through here in the dry. It's about just keeping that momentum up. So every time you're hitting curbs, you're just bouncing the kart and slowing it down.
These look pretty violent as well, especially for a kart.
You can run sort of the white line, but you're not looking for anything more really. And then for this right-hander again as well, you see a lot of people take a lot of the curb, but personally I don't really think you need to take that much. You can just sort of run there. You can see there's a flat part of the curb before it steeps up. You can just run that bit. And that's the best thing to do. And then once we're through here, we start to drop down the hill. Again, I think also for looking at marshal posts, this is one to look at because it is a blind corner. So obviously looking towards the marshal post on the left-hand side at the digiboard, see if there's any lights flashing, because it is one that we do get quite a lot of spins at. Obviously, when you're entering the corner, you can't actually see because it's a blind apex. So it's important to look at sort of the marshal lights for this corner specifically as well. So when you drop down the hill, you're looking to be on the left-hand side of the circuit. Again, we don't want to be on the red, just near the white line.
Okay.
And try and carry as much speed as we can.
Yeah, this bit always seems really quick, doesn't it? For this section. Like,
yeah, it's good.
Especially with the downhill helping the cart along.
The undulation. Yeah.
To people that haven't really done karting, actually, this circuit can be quite daunting.
Yeah, it's quite different. Obviously, a lot of people do sort of the indoor karting bits and pieces, and you come to here, which is a really professional facility. And obviously, it's been here for years and years. But obviously, when you drop down the hill, we're near the marshal post again, and we're sort of looking to turn in near the marshal post, to be honest, as well. We don't want to hit this curb at all, because it is huge.
They're more potholes.
Yeah, exactly. We don't really want to hit that. Again, you can run near the white line if you do go too far to the curb. It is a big curb and it will slow you down a lot, just because it is just so vicious. So, and then we've come down the right-hander down the hill. We will be carrying a lot of speed, so it's important to sort of aim. We're looking for that dark bit of tarmac. As we'll be carrying the speed down the hill. And then obviously when we get to around the middle of sort of the end of the corner, we're straight into the left-hander.
So you want to be, where do you want to be position-wise? Sort of middle of the track?
Yeah, you're looking to be sort of within this dark patch of tarmac here. It sets you up better then for the left-hander.
Because it makes it sort of less of a like a hairpin, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So for here, you see a lot of people do run the curb through here, and it is a corner that a lot of people do run it. As you can see up on the red, there's a lot of tarmac, people have run it. We don't want to be up on the red, but you can definitely run the curb through here. Yeah, so obviously all about positioning. Once you've set ourselves up, we've then got this left-hander, and a lot of people take this left-hander and then end up way to the right-hand side for the right, and they lose so much time. It's even faster just to have a slightly longer break to make sure you get right back to this left-hand side.
So in terms of this corner, so we've come, so you say we're touching the apex slightly here. So if you're taking the braking into consideration, where would you expect the cart to be, or how far would you run?
So to be honest, whenever I'm in the cart, when I've come out of this corner, if I'm I want to be here at least.
Okay, so actually,
at least. You see so many people end up over there, and actually the speed they lose up the hill is, you wouldn't believe.
So to me that seems like, because that's quite a fast section, so where would you scrub off a lot of that speed? Because imagine coming through here, a lot of people run wide over.
It's actually through that left-hander. A lot of the time, quite a lot of people just use, it's like almost a trail brake. If you're really light on the brakes, just making sure the cart gets through the corner, but you're not ending up way out here.
Right, okay.
Because a lot of the quicker guys, we all sort of try to aim for a round that we end up here. Right, so actually we're turning in for this right-hander at the best point on the circuit, because when you're on this inside, you make this already tight corner incredibly tight, and you do lose a lot of speed then up the hill. So we've done races before where we've had people, they've messed up this corner in front of you and 3 or 4 carts will go past, so it's really important to stay on this left-hand side. And then turning in, obviously you're braking through here, but once you've turned in, there's a big drain on the inside. We don't really want to hit that, ideally, because it is, again, it's one of those curbs that will bounce the cart. So we're sort of looking to hit near the white line again. So a lot of the time the curbs are there, but we don't need to use them. We're aiming more for the white line. And we see also a lot of people, they carry too much speed through here and they run out really wide. So they avoid a lot of people don't take the circuit, they sort of cut off around the outside. Obviously they can do that, but they will get a penalty quite quickly for it. So I think a lot of the time, even I'll admit it myself, if I'm aiming for this big curb, it's actually a lot better for you just to run around the outside. So instead of just smashing this curve, you can just run down that red bit and you will get a warning for it, but it's a lot better than hitting the curb. Obviously ideally we don't want to be in that situation. We want to be.
So your left-hand tyres want to be on the white line, really? Okay.
Yeah, right on the white line. And we come up to Garda, which is one of the most important circuits, corners on the circuit, sorry. And yeah, this one's all about gaining as much speed as possible. So, because we've got the long run up the straight, so it's important to make sure we get a good run off the corner.
Yeah. I found in the wet that this corner was difficult.
Yeah, it is really tricky.
It seemed like a lot of the more seasoned guys that were out with us, they were almost slightly drifting this corner just to get the right line back in.
So in the dry, we're looking to sort of, you can brake quite late because it's going uphill, so you lose a lot of speed anyway where it's going up the hill, so you can brake quite late. But we see a lot of people dive for the inside as soon as possible.
Yeah, you can feel the tyre, the rubber.
Yeah, and it's so much slower because you're going up the steeper part of the circuit. So a lot of the time you're looking to be roughly sort of here, middle of the track.
Yeah.
And then now we're turning in, we're looking to aim for the sort of the end of the curve.
Right, okay.
So we're looking to get the cart around here. And you can even see on the AstroTurf, where people have run over it. So yeah, you want to be right back near this white line on the cutback. We see a lot of people end up out there, and then again they make that left-hander a really difficult corner for themselves, and you lose all the time up the hill. So if you can stay to this right-hand side through here and run down this white line, you will gain a lot of speed if you can follow that line. So, and then again we're back down the hill. This bit's quite a physical section because it's corner after corner. But we're dropping down the hill again, and then for this left-hander, we're not looking to hit the curb again, but just run by the white line. There's a drain on the inside as well, so we don't want to hit that. We just need to make sure we're on this white line running through here.
Okay. And then this is where it gets fun, this next section.
Yeah, this is a good bit. So yeah, we've come out of here and we're looking to move back over to the right hand side again.
Okay.
So again, letting the cart flow, moving over to the right hand side, and then we head up to Cath Curve, which is one of the best corners on the circuit, I think. So coming up towards Cath Curve, we want to be on the white line, and try and position ourselves as best as possible for the left-hander. So again, carrying a lot of speed. It's about, there's obviously, again, we get to a big curb on the inside when we arrive, and it's not a curb you want to hit at all really either.
So you want to be, you literally want to stick to this white line all the way up here?
Yeah, right on the right hand side, sort of running up alongside the curb, and when the curb almost finishes, you can see sort of it goes straight and then it stops. And when it stops, that's when you're then looking to just carry on the line. Essentially
where that crack is.
Yeah, where that crack is. If you look where the crack is and you just continue straight, it will take you on the right line for then Cath Corner, which is again really high speed. And it's a crucial corner because if you lose too much speed through here, it then does hurt you all the way down the straight, then through turn 1 and Henry's. So it's just something I noticed about this section when we were racing. It was the first time it was a cold circuit actually, and when you came off of this apex, sometimes the car was sliding a little bit. Yeah, I think that's more when it's wet. I think when it's dry, we never usually have that problem. Right, definitely in the wet, where we're in the dry, it lays down a lot of rubber. It does make it really slippery in the wet. But yeah, in the dry you can carry a lot of speed and you can naturally let the cart just drift out. Again, not too much steering input, just be nice and gentle on the steering, and we're sort of moving over to the right hand side of the circuit again to then set us up for another lap. So this curb on the right hand side, you see a lot of people get 2 wheels on the red, and you can do that, or you can just run along the white line. It's really up to preference. 2 wheels on the red? Yeah. So they are carrying a lot of speed. Yeah, you can move up onto the curb, but again, it is driver preference because you find if you don't want to use all the curb, if you start coming off the curb when you're half on it, it can bounce the cart. So usually I would advise just to run along the white line. That apex gets quite aggressive as well, doesn't it, the further up it goes? Yeah, it just sort of drops off, so it's a lot better, I think, just to use the white line personally. And again, if you follow that white line, it then automatically sets you up for your next corner. You see where the white line then turns to the straight. If you just follow that white line, you're aiming then where you need to be for your start of your next lap. So it's all about just keeping it really flowing, keeping your momentum up, and that is really sort of the main crucial points of this circuit.
I think this is key to motorsport, isn't it? It's almost the idea is very simple, but actually putting it into practice is a whole different thing.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I think even if you ask staff members here when you go and do races, it's almost about staying calm, because as soon as you start to, if you have a spin, you get a bit sort of annoyed with yourself, you start to make mistakes which do build up. So it's just about staying calm and smooth, and especially in these, keeping the momentum up really does make a massive difference over a lap. So yeah, they're sort of the crucial points.
Cool, perfect. Okay, well, thanks for your time again,
problem
Chris.
at all. Very much.
See you again soon. Hopefully we might be able to see you on the event.
Yeah, hope you all enjoy it.
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. If you're interested in joining the Buckmore Bash event, please visit the website www.rlinert.co.uk, and we'll see you there. Okay guys, if you're in the 2nd of March, you're going to be participating in a 1-hour enduro event with a 15-minute practice. Chris, from your professional opinion, what does that entail?
Yes, the 1-hour enduro is a really sort of fun event, so I do endurance racing a lot myself, and yeah, it's a really fun format. Obviously you've got the added extra or pit stop, which makes it really interesting. You've got your 15-minute qualifying, which you'll split each, so roughly 7 minutes each. It gives you time to set a lap time, get used to the circuit, and then when you start the race, one of you will start the race, one of you will finish the race, and there'll be a mandatory pit stop roughly sort of around the halfway mark. And it's really fun format because you've got the mixed abilities, the pit stops, and yeah, I've always enjoyed endurance racing, and obviously you get quite a lot of seat time, so it's about sort of once you started the race, not crashing, just putting in the consistent lap times, because if you two drivers are both consistent, you'll probably do well in the race. If you've got one guy you keep spinning off, you will sort of hurt you in the race. So that's being consistent and staying out of trouble really. But yeah, the endurance format's brilliant, and I'm sure a lot of them will enjoy it.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Guys, if you are interested, get on the website, get your tickets now, and we'll see you there.